Okay, the question of the SABC. Okay, the question of the SABC um, about the budget. Government does not work the way others seek to project it. And we can't talk with firmness that the Minister of Finance presentation of the revised budget, whatever that he presented, has been rejected by Cabinet. Cabinet will speak for itself on the matters. So we don't believe that there is a decision that rejects the minister's budget proposals. What we know is that Cabinet is seized with the matter of the budget to ensure that we present to South Africa on the 12th something that will be aligned to our priorities, but over and above, something that is informed by fiscal discipline and intervention and bring about stability, because that's what is important. What the minister have said to us in terms of the postponement in public was that there are suggestions that require them as Treasury to have some time if they were to effect them. That the executive then took a decision to then postpone, to ask the legislature to postpone to enable the executive to finish that work. And that's where we are, and we are waiting for that process to come to finality. We noted the mischief of some, and like we said, they must be reined in. Because as ministers, you take oath, and we are not, Cabinet is not a political party, it's communicate with citizens. And if you tell citizens that there were differences to the point where the minister's budget review proposals were rejected, you are misinforming and confusing the public. And the president must rein on those people in terms of the law. Those who sit with their friends and misinform the public. We are expecting government to come back to us on the 12th of March with a budget to be presented to the nation as the African National Congress. We expect our government to come back on the 12th with a budget. Snippets to us amount to mischief, and they simply undermine the decorum of our government in dealing with difficult issues. Of course, you need to note that these are uncharted waters, but at the same time, it's not something that has not been done elsewhere in the world. Of course, perceptions and image may affect our country that we failed to table the budget and we postpone. Yes, our system will be shocked, but we must have shock absorbers. That we arrived in Cape Town, we expect budget to be presented, and then it is postponed. We are not used to that. Of course, it will affect our image. It will affect perceptions about how matters of this nature are attended to. But we are confident that postponement that enables government to do the right thing for the benefit of its citizens is the right thing to do, rather than to present something that will make all of us to be in the streets tomorrow based on misinformation and all of that. So we think that a responsible government must act in the manner in which government has done. And members of cabinet belonging to other political parties in the GNU must act with restraint and respect the decorum of government. And leave this thing of leaking to their friends misinformation. What was said in cabinet, this and that, the first headlines come to light that Enoch was rejected. And then immediately there is a fake stamp on that. Since when is government speaking through faceless sources? We expect Minister Nchaveni on behalf of government to communicate decisions that need to be communicated in the public. But we know, all of us, that there was a cabinet meeting, and cabinet is hard at work on this particular matter because it affects the lives of people. Our borrowing capacity, we are told, has been exhausted. Of course, we have maintained the debt levels and managed our debt situation very responsibly over the years. And then we are told that we need more resources and revenue to fund major projects. Employment of teachers. You had even some irresponsible general here made remarks about SANDF over the weekend and all of that. SANDF, all of those things must be funded. Social security net, for it to be maintained, those things need to be funded. So where is the money going to come from if there is a shortfall? Government must address that. And it is called fiscal intervention in this particular instance. We need to stabilize, but we need stability in this particular regard. And these are the things that government considers. And in South Africa, we are not used to debating budget. We are used to that cabinet, MINCOM part, they meet, and then the executive, the minister goes and addresses the nation. Now we are in the government of national unity, things are different. And we need to respect that. For budget to pass in parliament, it has got to be taken, we need to engage with others. Not only others, but even COSATU, civil society, and the rest. So those who want to hold us at ransom seek to suggest that they can stop things. No, they cannot. We can still go ahead, do things and all of that, but our decreased majority have actually brought us to where we are. Under normal circumstances, budget would have been passed in a particular way because the ANC was in power. So when these things happened in this environment, they sent shocks in our system, but at the end of the day, we need to get used to that because we are operating in uncharted waters and it's a new environment. So our government will come back on the 12th and present the budget, and that is what we expect. That there are meetings where people discuss and differ and make suggestions. It's a program of government. It's to be expected. Now, after every meeting, there's going to be a leak, and all of that. Government can't be run like that. Those individuals must be reined in terms of the prescripts of the law and the oath they have taken. Because as a cabinet minister, I don't remember me leaking cabinet decisions. Uput Jeff I was telling comrades, is the oldest minister in cabinet. Ndangena kwi government ndamfumana pha ndamshiya pha. So he knows how government works. We don't leak. You don't even talk to your wife about cabinet decisions. Yes, you are not allowed. You are not allowed. So to talk to journalists about cabinet decision, you are breaking the law. It's not a threat. It's the truth. GNU did not change how cabinet operates. It didn't. It operates the same way. So intelligence and everybody must be able to deal with these people who make our cabinet to look like a Mickey Mouse, to borrow the... So we must. It doesn't mean that people must not express their view. They must be respected. We know now that budgets are very key. Budget is not just budget. It's a political tool. And I can't imagine as the ANC, like in 1994, as I conclude, we came in government, we said that we'll give people RTP, we'll give people houses for free, everything for free. We had what we call Reconstruction and Development Program. When we got into government, that apartheid government left us with a debt. We had now to decide, what are we going to do? We said to our people, we'll give them free houses and all of that and everything else, education and so on. How are we going to achieve this with this debt before us, with a bankrupt economy that we actually had? Our response to that was gear, which COSATU doesn't like. We had to achieve macroeconomic stability for the country. We are in that cycle, albeit differently, that our economy is not performing well, and we need to maintain the balance of meeting the basic needs of the people, but at the same time, get resources to basically meet those basic needs. As the ANC, we wouldn't agree that certain things, of course, there will be changes, but must be done away with. Like others say, the DA says, cut, 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 cut. We don't believe in cutting. And the minister is caught between the rock and the hard place. Austerity this side, and then on the other side, where are you going to generate enough financial resources to fund what is required by this budget? There are many suggestions that are on the table. IEJ, many intellectuals and economic experts are making suggestions of what must actually happen. But the reality of the matter is that we are confronted with these challenges, and how do we address them? It's important. A responsible government must do that. So when the minister maybe says VAT 2%, people are going to say, we don't agree with that. There are other solutions. What are those solutions? A cabinet led by Matamela, our president, must exercise its mind over that, even if it means postpone the budget to keep and address the challenges that we're faced. It's for the benefit of me and you. If Enoch was to go to a budget speech and say that there are changes that have been effected, Treasury is going to say to him, that thing you were reading there, what informed it? Did you do the number crunching? He will say, no, I didn't. And then you plunge the country into a crisis. The markets are falling, there is chaos and anarchy and all of that. We can't allow that. So government must exercise its authority and all of that and deal with matters responsibly. Thank you very much.